guys, welcome back. Andrew here with Ambient Endeavors, and today we're taking a quick look at these cute and cool little Vox guitars from their mini series. This is the Mark III. They sent this over to do some videos with and to talk about, and so we're doing that today. But one thing I do want to state right at the top of this video, to be transparent, is that I do have a working relationship with Vox. They send over instruments and gear for me to do videos like this and demos, but that's the only compensation that I have received from them, and I'm not getting notes or talking points or even direction to make this specific video. I want it to be a resource for you if you've come across my other videos on this guitar or seen them around, so that you can kind of get an impression of what to expect if you want to buy one. And then going off of that, as part of the way that I support this channel and keep things running, I do have an affiliate relationship with them for these guitars over the next couple months. You can use the code AE10 at checkout at the Vox Guitar Shop below and get 10% off your order, and I also get a little bit of a residual from that sale too. But I want to again state that this guitar might not be for you, it might not be what you're looking for, or it might be a really fun and cool and fresh kind of infusion into your family, into your gear collection or whatnot. So we're going to dive into that today. We're going to show some sounds and just talk a little bit about these Vox Mini guitars. And then if you are wanting to order one, please hit the link below and use that code like I mentioned. So these are just kind of fun, cool, quirky guitars that are inspired by some Vox models from the 60s, but shrunken down into this mini guitar form. You have an 18 3/4 inch neck, so it's a significantly shorter neck scale, and what you'll get with that are tighter fret spacings throughout the neck. So that's going to kind of impact your playing. It's going to impact the feel on this neck, and certainly the feel as you move up the neck to those higher frets. There's just going to be less space to work with for your fingers. For others who might be interested in this, for a little kid or someone who's just kind of learning the instrument, this can kind of help their fingers navigate the guitar in a little bit more comfortable way as they're just getting to learn the instrument. On these guitars, you have two single coil pickups. You have a 3-way toggle switch here to select which pickup you're using, and then the traditional volume and tone controls down here at the bottom. These guitars are made in China and they come in a number of fun colors. This one is called Marble. There's some just flat traditional colors and then some fun, more artistic and kind of expressive options that you can get this guitar in. There's also a Mark V version of these minis that has a little bit more of a kind of geometric shape, some tighter angles and that sort of thing. So that's something if you're interested in a slightly different option, a slightly different shape, they have those available as well. I'm going to share some sounds throughout this video, and we're going to add dashes of reverb and delay here or there to add some dimension to the guitar. Let's hear some cleaner sounds with the neck pickup. As I've been playing this guitar in the studio and as I've kind of done some research around on YouTube about these guitars, I've come across a couple things I want to share. First off, when I got this guitar in, I kept it tuned to E standard as any traditional guitar would be. And I did kind of wrestle with the tuning on this guitar and the intonation. Now, this is a $129 guitar. It's made in China, and I have kind of expected or planned to bring guitars that are 5 times this value into my local tech to get them set up and intonated, just because that's sort of where the state of the industry is in some ways. So on a $129 guitar, I have a relatively low set of expectations for things like that. But as I came across some different videos on this guitar, I saw a comment from someone that stated that these guitars are kind of intended to, or have historically been used for a higher tuning that gives the string tension a little bit tighter tension and really kind of matches that shorter scale and what it really wants to feel on the guitar. So what I've done for these sound samples, as you might have already noticed, is tune this guitar up to A standard. And so you have just this overall higher sounding frequency range. And then again, you get a tighter string tension on the guitar that you'll definitely feel if you tune this guitar up. I noticed that the tuning and the intonation really got a lot better. It improved when I did that, and the guitar just kind of overall felt and played more kind of true to how I would expect an electric guitar to feel in terms of the string tension and the feel as I'm chording and fretting notes. So if you have one of these guitars, or if you're planning on buying one and you really want it to be a tool that you can use and play seriously, you might want to plan on bringing it into your tech for a setup. You might also want to experiment with kind of using it as that guitar that's tuned up a bit to kind of have a higher register of playing with it, and also get that tighter string tension that will kind of give you a more true response in this shorter scale guitar. These guitars come with little gig bags, which is nice, as it definitely lends itself to being a travel guitar. Like I mentioned earlier, I think it's a really fun and inviting guitar for little kids. I've had my 3.5 and 5.5-year-old just kind of play around with it and mess with it, and it's been really fun to kind of see how they take to it, see their responses to a guitar that's just kind of a little bit out of the ordinary, non-traditional shape, color, and feel. And so it's a fun instrument to just kind of have if you want something that you don't have to be too precious with, that you want to allow, little kids or younger folk to play with it and get familiarized with the instrument in general. I think it's a really cool piece for that purpose. Also genuinely had fun kind of finding context and sounds with it. The pickups have their own unique voice. You can play closer to the bridge and kind of get that percussive kind of response, and then go up towards the neck pickup and get a warmer, mellower response too. And so there's just kind of some fun sounds and textures to be had and found with this type of instrument that really takes you outside of the normal feel and sound and playability of a guitar in terms of tones, in terms of feel with the scale length. And then if you do kind of end up tuning it up, you have the ability to fit it into different points or frequency ranges in your writing and playing, which I think is a really fun use case for it. So that's a little bit about these Vox Minis. Again, this is the Mark III in marble. They have the Mark V. They also have some really cool semi-hollow body Bobcat model guitars available on the site below, and you can utilize the AE10 code for those guitars too. I've done some videos on those, and I think they're really impressive for the price. So thanks again for watching. Drop any questions or comments you've got below in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.